Good day, good evening. Welcome to tutorial number 7, where we're going to look at the accounts tab in this session. So I'm just resting on the dashboard here. From last time we put in all our expenses. If you remember, we clicked on accounts, right click and clicked refresh. You need to do that every time that you change expenditure. Otherwise this pivot table on the front sheet won't update and it won't give you the latest information. So what we've got in our account status is we've got daily expenses just running over a bit to Barefoot 62%, Smile just under, Splurge at 13% and Fire Extinguisher at 16%. We've got our budgets in the next row, which we filled out from our income tab, but then we've got our current values. So we don't know what our current values are at the moment, and those current values we're going to fill in from the accounts tab. So we'll just navigate there to the accounts tab. So this is what we see for the accounts tab on 2020. I've got a row in here for year start, and this just helps you understand what you've got in the bank account for that year, and then we can add on each month. So let's just make up some hypotheticals here. So daily expenses is never going to have that much money in it because we're going to empty it every month. So let's just say it's got 100 bucks in it. Smile, we'll give ourselves a bit of a float. We'll call that one. We've got 1,000 bucks in Smile. Splurge, again, we're going to empty that every month, so we might just have 50 bucks in that. And Fire Extinguisher, we might have a little bit in that as we build up the Fire Extinguisher to pay off debts. You might pay off debts in a lump sum. So we'll say we've got 2,000 in Fire Extinguisher. Next row down, this is our monthly budgets. So this is derived from our income tab. This is all pre-populated. And I should say that all your accounts are pre-populated as well. If you do change your accounts, let's just go back to the income tab. Change Smile back to happy. Press enter to accounts. And there we go. So your account number, the account has changed. But I'm just going to undo that. So we're going to have it as what Barefoot has. That's how our accounts, myself and Samara's accounts are set up. So I'm going to go with that. I've put in a December 19 row for you to practice on. So we need to get ourselves right before our hot start in the new year. So for our December Barefoot date night, we're just going to add in our values for the daily expenses. So 100, we're going to keep that at 100 because we spend all our daily expenses. But Smile gets 716 per month. So let's say we're saving up for Christmas. So we're going to move that up to 1716. Splurge, again, we empty that every month, living our lives, doing what we need to do, catch up with friends, blah, blah, blah. Fire Extinguisher 2,000 and our monthly budget is 1,273. So we're just going to put 1,273 into that. So that's 3,173. So there we've got our totals for December. So if we come back to our dashboard tab now, there we see they've all been populated. They populate straight away to these guys. You don't need to refresh these cells. It's not based on a pivot table. It's just based on reference cells. So this cell, daily expenses, we're moving out 100, Smile 1700, Splurge 50, Fire Extinguisher 300. So you can tell from your dashboard straight away what you've all got in your accounts. Just moving back to accounts, I'll move back down to these bottom areas. So you can see here, this totals up automatically. And then down to your Fire Extinguisher current value. So every time you put a date in, it totals up your latest date. That's how the formula works. So I'm going to show you just for January. So we've probably spent a bit in Smile over Christmas. So I'm going to knock that down to 500. Splurge again, 50. And Fire Extinguisher, we might have taken a bit out of Fire Extinguisher as well for Christmas, just to pay for Christmas. So I'm going to knock that back down to 2,000. So again, all your totals have totaled up to the latest ones here, and those latest ones have then been taken through into the accounts status. Last thing here, you can put some comments or notes in here if you want to. You can just type straight into these cells if you want to give yourselves some prompters or reminders. Maybe you want to say, let's see, Add 1. Credit card 1 paid off. Transfer back to DE. So you can put yourself little prompters in there. That works for you. Just tidy that up. So that's basically how the accounts tab works. Thank you. See you in the next tutorial.